Samupe, Sampadiatia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Samupe, Jumpadiatia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Oh, and you pampuma, Chintu, Asam pampuma.
Hello. Good evening, Era One Radio listeners and viewers all over the world. We bring you greetings from the studio. This is the show we've dubbed Health is Wealth, so protect it. Your health is your wealth. It's going to save you sometime. If you take good care of your health, you are a prosperous man. So tonight we're coming back to you all the way from Era One Studios. Dr. Opoku Agyeman is in the studio. I am here, and both of us are going to continue the discussion we had a few weeks ago. It's a topic that is very dear to the heart of Ghanaians. That's what they call the gather and sell. And our old ladies wanted to make things quicker and fast, so they just shortened it and said it's Galamsey. That's what we're looking at. As people originally from Ghana, it's our heartbeat that whatever we have learned or whatever we think will be a solution to the problem there, we're going to discuss it and help to solve it. So we are looking at the effects of Galamsey, especially with reference to the health sector. And for some time now, Dr. Opoku Agyeman and I have been looking at the sources of this problem and where it's going and where it's going to end up. Tonight, we're going to focus on the effects, the health issue, and then we'll make an attempt to propose some solutions that will help the country to squash this problem so it doesn't become a menace anymore. Because if you look at it, I'm just going to read a few topics about it, the environmental health, and then I'll let Dr. Opoku Agyeman take it from there and go deeper. So if you look at some of the effects, we're looking at environmental effects. Okay, but me make sense kakra. It's here for Imre. One radio the program na your friend health is worth wa pomodin wa hunya no. Ya the bram so wo nkwa wo ade wo sika nti bo ho ban. Be 2 or 3 weeks ni that pay me na me answer a discussion here. Galamsey na etiati se wo Ghana ho na say nsuo esem health na ne pese ye na mudi nkita ho enti ye hwe problems then na Galamsey na deba e se bi munye ska kakra e do bi o mata so de do me na mom ska na wonya no so no ska no kodi ba enu na chi no ne ma wo ye odinye ska no then problems na de bre enkofo mtikrom e ne ye be hwe no enti environmental factors e bi ni widespread water pollution nsuo na nkasa na mode to a good nephews na say cause pollution and destroy rivers which say pra or Fane and Cobra Birum places near areas in Sua and for mining and destroy almost forests so ma mutu assassin if the minerals near was assassinating I say into bibium and your social effects so threaten educational security. There is always conflicts. Displaced communities because of insurance or more train and baby almost too few baby for any relocation. No? And there were economic factors, catastrophic losses. There were a bimukra, mutu tax, almost taxes. And the living cost I were area on credit to be cost because most saying you say it becomes say almost important so at the back room has uncle to me. Into problems in their doors. And exposure of metals, mercury and other metals, I won't know. Yes, it be more cry, money be no cry, it may count on more pregnancy. When you send or what, a colano cry to me defective because of chemicals now call my minima, a colano so exposed to. And reproductive effects, and you see another thing. We have your bell na colana instead of 5 fingers on each side, no, maybe a 4 and 3.5. Ninya a problem. See, your best share a yena physical. Be infectious disease in Yarwa, to me, a spread the call Adam call for whom be a communicable. Yanti, when my bonnet off my in summer, Doc, be take it from there. America cry one. Yet to me, Eddie Peter near continue. Doc, over to you.
Yeah, Dr. Boyson, that's it. Now, the can match your telephone. The chair will be our Ghana. wohunu ankwaw ene ofin said nsuo no for the past 10 years in the color na ye me chia obi aso ohwe ne TV so wohunu bia ne de akeka ho no said in color ye me sa me chia mpanimfo no mo nyina mo church policies ni nyina ma man no koso ekoso so me chia mo na me sa me chia obi a wo adwene bi opese oboa na sa galamsey issue no ono so me chia mo na na me sa from say adubra ese ye wo foreign ni nyina ye kan adwene bum na ye discuss e kwan ye be fa so a ebetimi aboama ya resolve sa galamsey issue na essential. We are not saying say yen forbid that galamsey activities no. We are saying say yen proper way be a betimi a resolve issue na almost say ne asase na omo contaminating no any forest no mo deforest no any product is a cash crop like say cocoa almost reduce cocoa production no. Of late na me hwe news be dem hu yen say it appears that South American countries ni bi nkitinkiti ni bi cocoa no kra this year. Ghana being the second leading producer no Ghana in yasa second
no more to if you home.
no more to if you know. That's what I saw it over there. The simple reason is cocoa no our Ghana ni na ewu ebi nso mo to the aye galamsey. And I wouldn't be surprised if I where market because cocoa no cry contaminated. If you say maybe I'm
assassinable
cocoa na nyina no de no asay assassinity. It's more like we say we koye research to will say who any acidic and any cyanic and say any mercuryc substance bio cocoa seed bi more the whole cocoa na organ nyina no and so ebenya sama de ehia foforo so abrɛ. And with this in mind no there was saying na kan ya adwene bom na me person me kasam back. Ghana is for Ghanaians. Ghanaians no whether MPP, NDC, whatever. When it comes to the national policy, na national issue I discuss here, I think say the best way young and I be team working together and say you be divorce so your partisan. Na adwene a boy me timi enya solution na ye de a resolve issue. And none of the as you na ye do. Say ye koye no partisan we yentua na mo bia na me say for the past 20 years ni sa game no na omo player ma say galamsey na koye kakraka senka ye nyina adwene baako ye nyina ye fa procedure baako na follow ane ma education e ko nkura na se nyina ka madwene me say enka enkose ne akoduro no. It is a gem for the next 5 years. Ghana will import water, drinking water. Now, production and as a cash crops, Ghana in most remain say agricultural products. A better contaminated. Now, you're contaminated at say world market, you need price of. I guess Ghana, besides gold, oil, need gold, no crown, you may be a scanafa. The years can come from and yet a more minor, a more minor alcohol how Cassie plan. In the Mimpai Bonnie, my district, I made 24 all the intellectuals, scientists, Ghanaian scientists, they work outside the world in England. I think that we don't have to sit and say, yeah, well, country, we are going to leave the country to be destroyed. The understand yeah, is selfish. Now knowledge na benya na have so be a maswa mai. Intina I am praying say whoever or whosoever will come in contact with this presentation here should let us form a network and formulate a good method upon the whole discussions na yɛmfa nkɔboa ɔman no, because it appears that wɔn nhunu nea wɔn nyɛ. Na mmerɛ a wɔn nhunu nea wɔn nyɛ no, na procedure no a wɔde yɛ na ɛkɔ so. One, it affects the land. It affects immediate effect is on those people who are even doing the work now, and on the long-term effect in both the land and the human beings and so on. And it is very crucial. So yeah, outside no, particularly more and more medical area, more and more agricultural sectors, more and more water engineers no. Muna come out with your know-how no. Na yentimi formulating very important package. Na enkofa nkoma Ghana for aban no na ba no nhwe so betimi afolo na omode remedy the situation na go into worse and worse and worse. Let me just start two areas be very important to see. One, land, water, and the sea. You get to me say. Nsuo na ɔmo sɛ ne nyinaa no end results na ɛkɔ kɔbɔ po no mu. Ɛfa kwan bi so kɔbɔ po no mu na ɛkɔ po no mu a ɛhyɛ sɛ po no so nti no yɛnhu ɛhyɛ sɛ po no so nti yɛnhu the predicaments a ɛkɔ so wɔ po no mu hɔ no, particularly coast hɔ no. And I was surprised that last time I make two months, scientists now Ghana say fishes are maybe a trembling now. Or may who the source, a man one way, but after now, but I believe, sir, ye do soon sooner a way of beer and cobia or fin in your cacahona in a cobopun. See who said a certain arc area be I was seen in one. Fish no, most of the fish are no more deep sea. And it as a fish no, on big granny every your coastal area ho. I compare remedy somewhere in other coastal area and other place. One more some could deeper into the sea now. Sa insurer urban anchor. Apart from because fish no here area here in from here warm. Into the no more coastal area, how kakra no be 2 months away no hono. So the bear ombenya the umuhia in a hona a perform to come at the brain. But from what we are seeing, the freshwater fish no there must say omuna. It's a freshwater fish biana on your freshwater dirty fish. Fish are your fish now will be new. But that very to meet very clean water. But to clean water. In the one moment, clean water, I don't think they will be crowded soon. They are either dead or maybe they have migrated to some place and as a man benching getting amount touching. Let's know one more deep water, no, one more dirty water in there. They can live in it. And the Omono Ombetimi who do my queen, I'm the marry. You must say, and also, as I say, you're very careful. Now, you and but here's a question I'm interested in that we are all of the time accusing say illegal miners in this issue. But I just want to know, sir, is there any data on the legal miners in terms of insular contamination and caution? Pictures no. A can be on my bit me account, yet me the can as a scientist be who idea be. No, but so the banner omotima resolve issue now, omotima resolve. Because I have some issue, I have a method be a meeting provided na omotimi ayede I'll reduce society. However, no, I need to know the contribution from other people. Maybe I now almost another measures be a superior to mine, and after the coming in a boom, a bema yetimi enya a very guiding way between about. That's it. You know, your mind and cry soon answer and uncle bullshit. Nanga near tepa come on. I need to know, doc, official is equal. Nima Mina Makahan one freshwater fish you need to be organized here. Say will be I don't know the situation. So my this will be mutated there. But that freshwater fishing there, they will be there because that is the situation on my farm. Then so no, woman knew us original one and so if you know Timomo say, and Nema their friends union now they are be able to swallow them. It has become part of them. Mama contaminated. So far, no, I have not seen so much research be a body. Say fishing back will be a who make woman who research be outside. But I call it a podcast na me who be also. But I think that I will also challenge the aquatic scientists and say they should look at these things and let us know, say, if there are certain fish be and as more freshwater rivers no more, or more swallow this mercury, arsenic, any other chemicals nibia. Now we will have a fact to prove to the world, say, yes, you know, fish no almost say nobody should eat it. And yes, I answer. And at the same time, the coastal belt, you know, fish no much ones they should test them and let's see. Say, almost no contaminated with any of these chemicals. Because I strongly believe, say, since ensuing in a not a punsuno free as a scope, it go under the surface, under the surface. You see a contaminated area because consistently ensuing coho. And the upon swinting you, but it's as you and one amount ADD or Punum de almost feel this animal. And you know what will happen? I say a bit pushy and one called far priest. And I said they will go deeper in Suna forms. And you know, me when I mean whom I say. And you know, quite a fast about home by and I see you in I had been home. Now, again, my emphasis in this, they should let us know the data for the legal miners. No, if the legal miners no are contaminating sugar, then we see what we can do. And so, yeah, illegal miners are quite contaminating sugar, then we also see it. And you know, Doc, if you want to come in here.
Doc, and it's no one working because some of us fresh water, a fish in the sea, they should any be true because with the state of the water in Siono, original fishes now almost dwell inside in Yinano. We are sure say fish, which is a mad fish, I drink. And then them so the capacity to withstand Sunday and because you're going to I drink your Nambia, who's not to room. I see how baby into Jama. I'm the Jamagana fish, I drink fish, whatever you call it. But serious said, freshwater power first and to move and show a dahu anything. I beat me a sacra without going through any filtration methodology. Be according to me and no beside, of course, you won't cross no tear her bind. Now, what shaping some form be now they are saying so be no one no ma. You were not having any premonitions, oh, I dear, maybe no. Bacteria and answer the no way. That thing was there, but see, no, from what you said and what we discussed, no, we can't even pride ourselves in that anymore because sika liberating the quest to make money in it and for the health measures are to change. No, be no a small scale machine be also mikotu gold. I mean, it's very detrimental. Eventually, no, mubenyeska. Na muskani so mubenya no munya besa asam ho yare because yare na be come out of what you are doing is going to be massive. Ubenye scan so it will end up treating a 17 program ya to say health is wealth, protect it. So health you good at. And no cry is come out because you don't spend unnecessary hospitals a doctor chewema me until say bon but besa me kan article be a me share Ghana news or say President John Dramani Mahama has announced a comprehensive government initiative to curb illegal mining, that is Galamsey, activities and promote sustainable mining practices. Key components of the initiative include a new permit regime for excavator imports and improved tracking of heavy-duty mining equipment nationwide. President Mahama announced this in his address to open the Mining in Motion Summit 2025 in Accra. The summit was on the theme Sustainable Mining and Local Growth, leveraging resources for global impact. The indiscriminate environmental degradation, water pollution, and displacement of communities resulting from illegal mining will no longer be tolerated, President Mahama stated. We are changing the permitting regime to ensure that no escalator is imported or shipped into the country without prior authorization. The government strategy involves a multifaceted approach to enhancing the environmental, social, and governance frameworks of the mining sector. This includes requiring permits for importing excavators and implementing a nationwide tracking system to monitor the movement of heavy-duty mining equipment, prohibiting the use of toxic chemicals such as mercury in gold processing, and enforcing mandatory site rehabilitation clauses in small-scale and medium-scale mining licenses to ensure land reclamation. Well, dog, make us make a so I can, but Osha, Abaya Bessin Koginano has sounded some form of warning, but it looks as if the implementation hasn't worked. And from what what makes us think that this is going to work?
Oh, there's a what do you call a conversation, a podcast. You say, and your policy. So I'm saying it here. Podcast will be doing a unity team now or expressing as a president. But I think that there should be a parliamentarian bill written with policy, indicated, voted, accepted, and then become part of the ruling thing in the country. So if it is done in this way now, no, because the person can be persecuted. So, but if it is said in the radio like this, it is not debated in the parliament, it has not become a bill, and then become a full policy in the country. It's some information that he's trying to give to the people. What it is, who make the policy? How do they use the policy to intervene issues that is going on in the country? Well, the policemen are there to monitor the policy and how it works. And if it is there as an implemented policy there, which has been voted and has become a bill that has been voted and become a policy in the system, then the action can be taken. And somebody in the parliament should write a bill, and then they should talk about a bill regarding how they can do it. And here again, America said they should divorce their partisan issues and as a love now they have now. Because this is a national issue. And one more to Obama MPP, one NDC phone, and one more neutral, so almost system, they are also suffering. And then one jai as our party some now one about the development of the country by President Mahama initiated somebody should take it to the parliament. No more discussing. Now they should put something down there. Because I strongly believe, sir, one more person will control it because it is not 1 day's work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 1 year's work. It should be an ongoing thing. So the ongoing thing, according to what the Galamsey policy was, if I'm right, sir, and Kautu Ugo Nuya no Akataso. Now, baby, a person will be doing Nuya or now, baby, a person call for now. But are they doing this? Who's monitoring it? So if nobody's monitoring it, then they cannot do it. And the ambassadors are saying,
but Doc, maybe so a question me when it comes to gold and mining now, I don't think that this is a matter and I say bibia utua neda sufifi. I'm just trying to go into maybe someday we'll get an expert into mining too.
But when him say, so when you look at the Ghana history, so gold na a war assassination a kind of assetting our for the previous years, Sika for the those days no more gold no come this year baby basa didn't we are session we are saying no. It's part of the baby no. It's part of this. Also, I bought a celebrating so That is how I see it. Because the thing will be where omutimi the gold good that can say or call the atobia near the Niniama. And I will move from place that was Funaya Forest, Niniama. All this in the whole country. That is why gold is so rampant anywhere. Because when I was working in Ashanti region, Mancranso area, it's your time when I'm done at Chico, you can even see gold say. So now yeah gold no we are being blessed. Oh nyame we are blessing Ghana power. We are blessing Ghana with all kinds of things.
Resources.
But yenifra Ghana for yenifra. Indeed, once when ifra will be a free baby discount on now why libra. So yeah we go no be a free baby na be feel libras ye too good man. So you can imagine that. Let me just say this. Once the world was I say na was I say I would this woman. Ubi free baby aba. No be duane was now or Tom Mandi. So it tells you who you are.
Exactly.
And what we are saying is, as I say, what can help Ghana answer? They have to have a long-term program that should possibly start from maybe high school. Now, I'm church and Kolano certain things about the Ghana. I'm saying in the now, these things should create job.
And then I don't know.
Job. I'm creating. Also, and I'm prof. Maybe I'm casting beer. Maybe I'm casting beer. And the woman I come to pass. Ghana. How many cars do we make in Ghana?
Okay, just a focus or make a crime. She don't patronize the other papa and be a woman.
And this is a cars. When you start for crime, depends on my 5% of cars. Now you import new cars. Then you 5%, 10%. About 90% of cars are Ghana now used cars. This 90% of cars can create a lot of jobs if we are even planning to do it well. But it appears to say, young in a white collar jobs. Will be a person traffic, will be a person that land Christian, will be a person or can a police for about abating him. We can't do country like that. Country no be anyone man about a bit my employer more. 30 something million people know. Government often the public so 1 million. 29 million no other farms. Government on the Tiomka.
I mean, yes, a strong point, Pano, I mentioned, is a very strong point when it comes to jobs and employment, because you wouldn't necessarily say, oh, mom, yes, I'm saying a passion. Human anyhow. Now, because now Dubai and also one district, one factory. It's some slogan now. We can still maintain it. The current government can look into it because jobs in amount of we will be school and we school, me pay shortcut, me pay quick money, me go to daddy and I mean quite galamsi. Two very important factors are all kind of made a back jobs, no, how to establish jobs for the youth. Obi also omi school abe ba. Your factory be especially areas this are Kumadan or in toast. Well, I don't know whether still like that or what. Or in toast p because minister madam for ajima on no a hono 50. Akumadan want toast pia bibisan. Why don't you build a processing center? And Nkolani we school and say, oh, in toast a okrum hey, your factory a process now the business account. More processing toast, more canning them into cans. Export to other places. Jobs near very to obi him so we school benye adwuma ya. Mine and because that mine and kasan e fin adwuma, excuse me to say. In so na wo mo demo as obi to me say obi pie so na no ho nyina ya mad. Enye excuse enye decent you because okay, a decent job because so be sad, but because of money no. Into factories need jobs need a very necessary part to keep this thing. And yeah metna hanka enka just the sources enka so you be ba shake Ghana na say be sad. But whatever we can do as a form of proposition to help them, establishment of factories is very, very important. So I'm say World Bank or I have number loan po. Loan here it is meant to build factories so that our coming generations, the youth, it will not be galamsey because me just say real boys in Peter. Almost share guests, no more rapper guests and say Charlie me call daddy. I mean me could to go now my brother mother about him. The guests and so bombs yeah, my boyfriend too good. We have to change our mindset and a narrative. And then the other aspect is the security forces. I'm sure there are people who have been deployed to go and make sure this thing is kept. Or qua as the last year can or back as oh, yeah, the me out to deployment. Nipa na yasi me kwahwe so no. Government ni betua me maybe 20 cedis an hour. When pakuno too good now, mo se me nkwa check no. Onu betua ma me 100 cedis an hour. Into one that is me support no. Aba small no on fi jack Charlie kutu ade na we ma me 100 cedis no. Into security forces and some they are condoning and they are conniving. Into ejuma na so nkwaye no. It won't happen. Into menka so mo nyina. But if we are all patriotic and we are doing what we're supposed to do, so you are strong, me say me call Langade assassin, me making sure say phone to illegal money, which is also known as galamsey. Ebabua, into ejuma they are very important part because ejuma will come where obi anka so okutu from akope good. Into one of the big issues now, apart from laws, the police almost said to make sure say, okay, what's the minjaye in place of minjaye, then I'll demand then they make me aye. One ma make school fees akọ school and as say even say free poor may we school then na me ye. Oni adwuma obedwin foreign country you see as the ship ko si temahabo and as takwa the habo. Na ye ka say youth will be amese nko Europe, America say we enko a cleaning job kra. Ship ni be ba be ko ebu afa bi so abobo bi metiti akeke bi mo. Onya beko all in the search of jobs. In the jobs they are very important pa any government bia so person kronu tumpon a it has to come up from this area because employment, that is the only thing that gives people money to feed themselves and their family. And then yes, associate private sector, and so the government should give them incentives for comfort to come out from school and so okay, you may be a school. I didn't miss you any yarn. I want to put them into practice. Let me do this. I mean, back in the days, no, uko school na agriculture po ani esro. Uko school so kwaya agric, uko school so kwaya art. Nemenya but krom ha no. Last me call him from Minnesota. Almost year Farmers Day. Actually, it was Farmers Aid. Almost year concert and almost solicited for funds. I did about farmers, no. It's a 5% when they feed the whole country. They are respected. They are given the resources, the aid to help them. Subtract and here, seeds now here. They are mobilizing and helping them. But young coffee and Tessa into make an answer. Employment is a very good for because this illegal money, no, it will not be a thing of the current situation. Yeah, what licensed, legalized way of mining. Don't be in your gold number on one export me scab but quantum for one day they have to stop. Until a bank should come up with some policies. I believe in that slogan. One district, one it should be even more than it should even be more than one factory. There should be more factories to help this youth for now. Omo school, I resume say, oh, me school now me konya me we are that job will have me ko. Yes, idea. These guys who are then kwayinti ati so yamfa. Still makoye. Anyway, your time indoors inti. Dog the other best source and first source. Because I know say so.
I think I can job on us. Me know you had been because I remember I said there was a time the President Lawrence called Kekus no kaya say Kekus for mo ya na mujamu na gu epuano. And obi ka say na obaka chire so what's the toilet bi ama ya. So my toilet yanko hono. So
That's true.
In essence, and they say adwuma ni ho no ma ukofo no omba ko yegalamse. So adwuma no ho dia omo ko yegalamse. But who create jobs? In fact, jobs, you are buying a creative job. Private enterprises need creative jobs. And you know, like as we said, say if the government can maneuver to help all those private enterprises, I think they will be able to employ all those people.
Doc, but no, sorry, me interrupt quickly. Sorry to do that. But Obiti said, Joseph Cantan and the cast not know you know. Minim, I haven't done a lot of research concerning his job in Nemanoye. Into couldn't there have been a means where the government could have partnered with him? Because the guy was brilliant. The guy was brilliant. I mean, he was doing cars into buying to me and funded the project went to me and produce cars on a large scale to the point to come to me even some movies or to me export a crowd. A bit to me I'll work home one kasama in the form of jobs. I mean, because why employ nkɔfoɔ a every engineer say fit tech near yi, nkɔfoɔ ahe na ɛwɔ mu mutumi manufacture cars. Nti mo nim sɛ nipa sɛ yɛwɔ nyansa brains a, why wasn't the government channel funds to him to help him to build wide scale manufacturing plants even every city bi anaasɛ region bi apo wɔ manufacturing nti nka mmoa sɛ da biara na yɛkra cars ɛba because obiara pɛ sɛ ɔtena Toyota anaasɛ Mercedes anaasɛ those high-end cars no. Why wasn't that man used as a point of reference for helping the country in terms of manufacturing cars near you?
I'm saying, wait, let me just have a simple contribution towards it. Let me compare Ghana with Burkina Faso. When a Sa Abrante Toure by or special care beer and one use in country. If you are more, you won't say, taxi service no more and one use in home. You also must some Bocano home. Near can say, if they don't do away with politics, the country will be what do you call it? Will be what
stagnated,
distorted. Very distorted. It won't grow. The country will not go anywhere. For the past 10 years, Nino, Ghana is past 10, 20 years. Ghana is dealing with politics when they are dealing with national issues. One of them is school. One of them is electricity. One of them is water. Could you believe that at the age of 68 years after independence, even Accra, water supply is insufficient. Koforidua, water supply is insufficient. Cape Coast, water supply is inefficient. Kumasi, water supply is inefficient. Tamale, and all the regional capitals. Now, so regional capitals means how would the rural community get water? We have a big issue. It's an issue, a national issue. And when one party comes to start it, the other party has to come to continue it until they finish. This is not going on in the country. Until loan now, we ban no akoji loan na koya de foforo. We ban no aji loan na koya foforo. Na loan no da yetua. When they have not even completed adenome infrastructure maso na enya infrastructure venture loan. And here is one of our setbacks. Now, we this guy, but the same thing. So, and it's the same thing like the Galam say, I can answer me. When these two parties are there, we policy or the buying, we policy or the buying, so they can move forward. Kantanka, I car. I think at this time the car not to me say, or more tested car, no car compatible in the country. I think MPs ne one my woman police woman. I think a local car say you patronize. Said a bear, a bema waiting me a BM bebre, no a funny bebre. Not I'm a Juma Bakumono. But they are not looking at it from that perspective.
But God, wouldn't say Chrome her. Police cars no more using ya. Wouldn't say a particular brand cars no more using.
Ford, no, yes, I can. Now, special engine. And the way they build in a specially built. Quantanka military cars, no money now. What they need to do is more quality commander. He will build it the way you want it. Now a police car, we are building a police car. We will be making a similar car, but the same principle. They build the police car and they build the amount. So you see it. But like what you said, Senka Kantanka and Kwan, Senka government no support to now the partisan no support to and I was starting to see what buying the Jumemo. The car industry, spare parts alone and repairs alone could give about 2 million people work to do in the country.
Exactly. I mean, on
but
the topic,
but the partisan, the power drunk, and in your money, the country, no, ama. And your money, as a to me be, will be no challenge be. But that is not it. You are not challenging anybody. Anything that you are doing in the country, is to the welfare of the people in the country. And if they are not going to go into the welfare of the people in the country, and like Ghana, they are not ruling it, but rather they are just dismantling it.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, no, we are not veering from the topic, but on the area of jobs, which kind of prevents almost government didn't who shame with this cantata man. Yes, okay, man, no, our brains to do it, but we want sophistication. Into young man of be almost scholarship do call other countries for schools. They could have even given some students an asset and cover scholarship too. If it is Ford, if it is Toyota, go and study these people, come back and use this processes to improve what this guy started. That would have boosted our job network. Even obetumi require cars, simple cars for just Ubers and as taxis. Even beginning from there, obetumi say, okay, we are using what we produce. Eat what you produce, use what you produce. Your taxes in Uber so your best start with Saka. But I said, Obibeka say hatred or say TM Pesa Nipo or shine. Me na make I say, I wish so somebody can come and explain to us fully how this man operated and why the government couldn't step in. Him say be on one car so on Pesa massive, I don't know.
Debbie. I think some are watching symposiums bear me and son, but I could be acquiring a Cameroon. And I'm so on one casa no exhibition bear 4 5. Most of the time, presidents know I'm so invited Mahama back on him invited Kufuor back and some other times been so inviting military men in them. Now I think that the idea now person Solomon said, I have tried to bring this into the country. Why don't you give me money so that I can expand it and then get a country a very significant industrial Yentimi. And he did not even produce cow. Agricultural machineries, spray, he did all of them. But my point is that I see it from the political point of view. I'm saying he's on one side of the party, and the other party may not want to help. But idea ways no any party some more. Employment. So the fact you need to me employ now it's near me as a technical employment sales what region now or the car call man go 41 months on beton.
Yeah, because our plants were region beyond Kanisenka or Madano Chronicle, I'm saying you.
Go and repairs, repairs, building spare parts. Any woman transporting the money to them. A huge
industry cry, industry cry.
Now I reduce that kind of I'm saying, and again, cry ordinary cars from Moshepukui. So when take care, we are going to say, magazine, magazines are not organized well. Some organizing magazines in a year as well. And this crowd to employ a lot of people. So another magazine for no be na ko patata and tell me no team. Na just on yet maybe no be no. But who organizing here and workers no be a benye juma papa bia your own. So and also a best shape country no omo car no be efficient and at the same time one more year must be sika de didi. The be better to pass be we car when you be to say the hospital when you city. And it's only that the government should back up, turn his eyes all around and see where you can open and also you can assist the individuals to establish good and useful job by their guidance. No multimedia help, no multimedia employ anybody, no multimedia. And come back there, and you bend he car, na buying corn, no buying corn, na buying ba, na baby a tiena and yet. And that is one thing. Because one creative job now, see a creative job by Galamsey they cannot do anything about Galamsey because Mukumo Basako, what you want to go for Basako, and you beginning in Abayama. So,
I say Pentecost obviously a prisons for Piamom.
Now, so almost here, Jena Con, Ubafani Pamana, Ubamana Dianedi, or Yaria Beheno. So, and our Dakanim, Ubitriakan, where you soon sue. Intending now a cost. So, one years are cost no. Sikakona, Mode Bequaco established Manuel Jumayan. And then I'm the Quacotias are cost no. At the detriment of Obi or innocent, no to be new woman. And a broad based thing as a policy workers no, should look at it in that sequence. Now, almost say expansion being as a young baby, as a more they should use it. They shouldn't think, sir, dear, maybe tell me 5 years into no, the best you who said 5 years in a dear my any. Debbie, think about 20 years, 30 years, 40 years outcome. And so if you think about 30 years, 40 years outcome, you are then building the country. That's how thinking about 4 years, 5 years plan now. You're not doing anything. And the Yakaka says, almost yes, Roma. Mamunya said, a national money and a modern age man. And we are national money and your wife is on our it is the money. Your person you vote to your vote to a why don't be proud of it. Be proud that Ghanaians voted you and you have been able to accomplish something. And yes, I want to hear you now what they want. I think that those things are very wrong. That is not a good politics. A good politics is the one who continues to do something and then make sure that the community has gotten usefulness of that thing that he has brought. Now, boy, we know so body. There's a body. Oh, when a year we see your mind. Now, as soon as you will be we. Now, I need you know a comma all the time. Then comma back for. In fact, the entire comma is a party when you have one say, Obi Agidi, Mumbas will be begidi. And you know, a Quambias will be Mumbas will be a begidi. Mumbas about Kubeba and about Kubi, a Muamu, and yes, I never win a mubu. You just fight, no more fighting. That's true. So ever as in dream on mine. Now, Mommy and Gana Galam saying, you to me a remedy situation because Galasem, the Ocas of Remedino, within 5-year term, it won't work. It should be a process, and the process should start from high school or elementary school, maybe for about 15 to 20 years. Now, you bet my resolve this issue. However, no, maybe on better go piano. Yes, from policy some cover so. You want cover no more doing you also there, and it to work. But they should not attempt to cut the cash crop at this gamma or man away, because it's also money. It's also bringing money to the country. And you know, move your goal now better. But some mamoko can say cash crop no. I'm sure cash crop now, and this will be affecting national economy.
Yo, can me the amen is also, but make us in baby amen here, and yaho. Well, Doc, yeah, that's it. And you're discussing say Ghana for no more with you and say Galam say no. Although, well, Nidina Kasakwa and Garden said Nankasa and Shadan yet the appropriate thing to do, but because of poverty in a quick quest for big time money and Kofobe head up on daily living. And then you share that focus on policies and laws. Yeah, the employment, a big one because youth know very good employment. Obi ankasa okope chance na idade be kututu from akope gold. Meanwhile, no, there is a government license entity. Omu 2 gold now. Omu ekra a discover and no you can't see some more money. It's illegal and license. But the other ones in kitchen they are rare by essential because at the end of the day, we took gold now. What was split I be an insurance I want on what say no. And so now I was 15 to 20 years. 15 to 20 years dog never doing soon in yard any grease. Obian to me no. Into a very important process now Nankasan government and fund in Nancy form. Measures no be no. About making laws a police for soldier for next measures a chromophone ediso. And no more cost sebi. Kwane and Fabi being shown some bribe so a mammy bribe into major and my age one. Yenina omunya no more bre. And the doc, the best year had Dr. Setutu. Your friend Ostus said, and I said, so I make a platform here available to us. And the whole one team, no, Dr. Setutu, Dr. Poko Ajimai, First Lady, just start from Poma Munina, Moka Honey to me the program, Brevin, Tia Damasi, and Yamea Doma, your best shabium, Yaka. And some for a boy in and yet Omo home quiet in a boy because eventually so return now Kofia. And so no monomono, if you are one shalbenum. Into your casa and fire one that chain, but fire want to see your bodero. Near bit my answer, but bodero when they did tomorrow for Mutia, a babua, Montia Susua Emboa. And the dog, have a blessed weekend. Yamea Duma, a best shabu. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Sampa bietia Chimafidi non kotu Era one radio Samupe Jumpa bietia Chimafidi non kotu Era one radio Oh And